Yeah, first and foremost, man, we had a terrific crowd today. I want to give our administration and our marketing a shout out for getting people here in the stands. Hard here at Miami during this time of the year. We have no students here, but I thought we'd made a really concerted effort to get people here today for the women's game against Toledo, and then our game versus Akron, which is greatly appreciated. They got to see two really good teams. Listen, Akron has been the gold standard here in our league the last few years. They've been tremendous. They're well coached. They're experienced. They have incredible guard play, good bigs. I mean, they got a tremendous team. So we knew we were going to have to play well. I told our guys I didn't have to be perfect, but our effort had to be perfect. Our connectivity had to be perfect, and I thought that was the case today. I thought it was a very physical game both ways. I thought we drove the ball really hard, tried to land on two, put pressure on the rim. Their game plan, you could obviously tell, was to try to really pressure us, especially being down Evan, try to take us out of our offense. But I thought our guys really responded well, got to the free throw line a lot, and obviously we connected at the free throw line just like we usually do. But I love winning this way. For us, it's a great sign. Listen, we didn't play pretty. It was an ugly game at times offensively for us. And to win the conference tournament in Cleveland, you look at the teams that have had the ability to win the conference tournament, you have to win a game like this, where it's just physical, nasty, you got to be tough, and we showed that today. So which I think is a really good sign for us moving forward.
Coach, I'll start with this. It says there was 4,000 people in attendance. It felt like there might have been 10,000. How important was that crowd noise and all the crowd getting involved in that final 5 minutes for you guys?
Yeah, it's huge. I don't know how many games we've won here in a row. Lamar always knows all that stuff. I lose count. But like to have that crowd like we had here today was incredible. And our guys deserve it. They really do. And I continue to urge people, to come out and watch this team play. Like as good as we are, they're better young men off the court than they are players. I mean, they really are. And they work so freaking hard and they sacrifice. But we appreciate the crowd that we got.
Coach, you're now 15-0, 3-0 to start conference play. You've also taken on two very good opponents in Bowling Green and now Akron. What does it show you for this program, where you guys started and where you're at now?
Yeah, I got a picture of my first game here at Miami. We played Evansville, year one. And, man, I don't know what the attendance is going to say, but, man, there may have been 20 people here. and I was just, like, floored. And listen, that team in year one, it's funny, I called Mekhi Larry, who played here for me year one during his fifth year. And I told him he's a huge part of why we are the team we are today. He may have not got to enjoy like the fruits of the labor, but he was a big part of the building blocks, for our men's basketball program. But it's changed a lot, just from I think are obviously the results. But again, everybody else is concerned with results. I'm not. I'm concerned with our culture and our process. Our culture is elite. I mean, it's the best I've ever been around. And we have guys that really fit, and they put the team before themselves, and I think that really shows on the floor with how we compete, play for one another, connected on offense. Man goes down like Evans, next man up. Like we have a lot of talent, but we have a great culture, and that's what I'm most proud of.
Talk about a little bit about your guard play. Like you said, Evan went down. Now your guards are having to step up. What has it been like for them stepping into this role?
Yeah, Luke's ready for it. I mean, Luke's a monster. Before he wasn't starting, he didn't start for the first how many ever games of the year. He was a starter, though. He just didn't start, get his name called by the announcer, before the game. He's a tremendous player, and he's got to continue to get comfortable starting, which I thought he did tonight. He made some big plays down that stretch, and then obviously Suter, he's a warrior. We're putting a lot on his plate. He's built for it. I mean, he had 9 assists. I know he had 6 turnovers. You got to take the good with the bad. He had 9 points. I mean, he's just an absolute dog. And then I think you're going to see Trey Perry. Listen, he's a freshman. He didn't have as good of a night tonight, but I'm going to tell you, he's a great player. He's just got to continue to get experience, and he's going to be a tremendous asset for us as well.
Did it feel good to kind of beat Akron tonight, just about where you guys finished last year? Was that a good feeling for you just to beat them?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I take it one game at a time. Whoever's on the schedule, whoever we're about to play is the biggest game of the year, right? Obviously, got a lot of respect. Love my brother. I cheer for him in every game other than when they're playing us, obviously. But, got a lot of respect for what they do. and how they do things. And John does things the right way. He's got a great culture. He's got really talented dudes. They're connected. You can tell, and they're experienced. I mean, they've been so consistent. So it's a great win. It's a good program win for us.
For Luke, obviously a tough start for him offensively in the first half, but made a couple huge plays the last few minutes of the game. Wait to say about the way he just stuck with it, stayed in it as the game went on.
Yeah, I think Luke can be as good of an offensive guard as there is in our league. I firmly believe that. His ability to get his own shot. He has this. It's funny, when I recruited him, when I was going over our core values with him and his dad on his first unofficial visit, one of them's embody undeniable confidence. That's him. That never wanes with Luke. The bigger the moment, the looser he is, right? He wants that. He wants that moment, and he's built for it. So you're going to continue to see him just climb over here over the MAC season.
Obviously, it was a slower start for you guys than maybe you probably would have preferred.
Yeah.
Turn that around in the second half. What was kind of your message to the team in the locker room?
You got to stay with it. I mean, it was a one-possession game. I got teed up, so that's 2 points. That's on me, all right? So that shouldn't go on our defensive numbers for Ken Palm. That should go on coach, right? Coach defense, which was poor. But I thought we was down one possession, and we didn't. I thought the ball kind of got a little bit sticky. And they were doing a good job ball pressure us. They got some of the best athletes in our league. They were trying to heat us up. They were turning us over, making us uncomfortable, speeding us up. We had to land on two in the paint, play slow in the paint, take the action right to them, right? Cut through contact, drive through contact. I told the guys before the game, this is a player's game. Don't look over at the bench. You're not going to get a ton of play calls. We know how to play in concepts, but play. And our guys did that in the second half really well.
With this win, you're receiving votes in the AP Top 25 in the last poll. As you look towards maybe appearing in the next poll, how do you manage these new expectations that come with the increased attention?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I trying to think how to answer this the right way. It doesn't really change anything. I'll be honest. I'm going to go home. I'm going to watch this game. We're going to continue to get better. I'm going to watch Western Michigan. That's who we play on Tuesday at night. And I'm going to watch them prepare just like we normally do. Our guys, the preparation doesn't change. And our guys know that. That's where we got to win. That we create our separation with our preparation. And we have great player leadership. Listen, when you have Peter Suter, Ian Elmer, Evan Ipsaro. Evan was on the bench tonight. So, listen, he's still got a great voice. He's helping us coach. He's a tremendous coach. He has no idea how good of a coach he's going to be someday. He's coaching Trey Perry. He's coaching Luke Skaljak. Like, those three guys are voted for as captains. They're incredible leaders. Player-led teams are way better than coach-led teams, and it starts with those guys just guiding us in the right direction.
And how about Brant Byers? Just gives you a big year last year, stays here, and then like in a game like tonight, 11 to 12 free throws, no turnovers. I mean, you can ask for more than that.
Yeah, he was tremendous. You see the growth from him. I'll never forget when I first saw him in AAU when he was playing for Team Thrill on the Under Armour circuit. Brant had this reputation as a big-time shooter, which he's always been, right? That's been his calling card. And a lot of times you have to have something that you're elite at to play at this level in Division I basketball. But where his day-to-day, he's just so consistent. It's how he plays. He never shows any emotion. He's just like flatline out there. And, he's really developed his game off the bounce. He really has. And his ability to finish, his ability to draw fouls, he's way more than a shooter. And we've encouraged him to do that. And sometimes you got to bump your head a few times, right? That's part of the plan of success. Is you got to fail a little bit. I hate we're using the word fail, but you got to bump your head, right? And he's done that through practice, through the summer, and it's prepared him for these moments. But man, he's just such a weapon on offense because he's 6'8", he shoots it 40 plus from three, and then he can also deck the ball, and our guys can find him. Our ball really moves.
What makes this, in your opinion, what makes this team so special and keeps winning like they are?
Yeah, I think connectivity and leadership. Like I always go back to our culture, man. Like our guys, they're built for this, and it's who we are every day. And it started last summer when we first started our first day. I think it was June 16th was our first day together as a team. And we have a lot of guys returning from last year's team, right? That helps. In today's landscape, when you're getting all these guys coming and going, It's hard to build a culture and a consistent winner. Akron's got a lot of the same stuff. Tavari's back, Amani's back, Mahaffey's back. Eric, he was a redshirt freshman last year. That helps, man. It really does. And then those players, when they get older, they've been in our program for a couple of years. A guy like Ian Elmer, he's a junior who was tremendous tonight, by the way, on both ends of the floor. Ian was awesome. He knows how we want to do things. And so he can help guide the freshmen. So now you got player leadership, not just me leading the team the entire time. And I think that's so valuable in this landscape.
I got one. Just, Ian Elmer, I mean, he did especially carry you early on. He set the tone.
Yes, he did. Ian's a guy that can impact the game on both ends. It's funny, he got off to a slow start this year. He did. And I told him, I said, dude, you got to take the pressure off and just play hard. Focus on the things you do great. You're a monster. Continue just to work even more on your game outside hours, right? And he's done that. And the way you get consistent results is your process has to be consistent, because what happens so much is guys will have a little success, then they kind of get complacent, and they take that foot off the pedal. And then they have a bad game. And then those guys are on that roller coaster. Ian's kind of figured out his process since he's been here, and I'm going to tell you it's gotten a lot better over here over the last month and a half, and he's getting the results that we need and he wants in order to be an elite team. He was great on both ends.
Yeah, Coach, you spoke with Andy Katz earlier this week, and you talked about how you wanted to build a program kind of like Villanova. Villanova's never been 15-0, not even with Jay Wright. So talk about how proud you are of what you're building here.
Yeah, it's funny, when I was in the Big East for all those years, I'll never forget our year one going into the Big East. We played in the same tournament as them in the Bahamas, and they had been a couple of years where they were not very good. And we went 0-3. It was an awful trip for us. God, it rained the entire time, no sunshine. We went 0-3. It was bad. But I went to the championship game they played against Iowa, and I'll never forget, they had Josh Hart and Chris Jenkins as freshmen. They had oh my gosh, what's his name? He's a senior. Javon Pinkston and Hilliard that were seniors, right? Well, he benched those two guys at the end of the game, and he went with Jenkins and Hart. But the two greatest teammates on the floor were Pinkston and Hilliard. And I'll never forget, I told Chris Mack, who I was working for at the time, man, tremendous coach, Chris. And I told him, I said, man, what Villanova has is different. Their culture is special. It's elite. So I saw that for several years, right? And obviously he had the success. He's had 2 national championships. He's a Hall of Famer. I mean, he's phenomenal. But that culture allowed them to be consistent. And I think that's what we tried to do here. And I'm super proud of our guys, for being 15-0. But, for me, it's just about continuing to get better throughout the season. Can we peak at the right time in March and keeping the main thing the main thing?
That Evansville game with 20 people, did you win that?
No. Yeah, we didn't win many games my year one. All right, I don't know what the record was, but it was awful. It wasn't good, but we had great kids, and we had some good players. Like Makai Larry was a dog, man. He's a little 5'8" guy, could score the ball. I mean, just awesome player. But again, we were probably up against it a little bit. But again, that year was a big part of why we're good now.
Hey, Brant, collectively describe this win and what this means to you guys.
Yeah, it's huge for us. I know a lot of people had us not winning this game. We always believed that we're the better team and we were going to win it. And to be down and to come back like that, I think it just proves us to a lot of people and even to ourselves, if there was any doubters, that we're the team that we know we are.
For you personally, what was tonight like? 26 points. Felt like you were the leader out there.
Yeah, I don't know. Just trying to be myself out there and just do what I can do best and not try and get outside of myself. Yeah.
This team remains undefeated. It's continuing to show it's one of the best teams in the country. What does that show for Miami, and what does it show for the program as a whole?
Yeah, I think it shows just the steps that we've taken through the last 4 years, even the last 2.5 years that I've been here, and shows really what we've been working towards. And it just shows a little bit of sense of, I don't know the word, confidence, I guess, that, like I said, we are who we believe.
What impact would you say the crowd made, especially the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game?
Yeah, it's huge. Having a crowd like that is, I mean, you can't make up for it really. So when you have a crowd like that, we have to win really, in my opinion, because yeah, you can't pass that up.
Yeah, Brant, you knew this game coming in was going to be heavy on the three-point line, and it wasn't so much in the first half, but you had some big-time threes throughout the game. How big were those for the momentum?
I think they were huge. Like they were up 3 a couple of times, and we hit a 3 to tie it up, stuff like that. Like that's backbreaking for an opposing team. So hitting shots like that is huge for the momentum.
This team's sense in itself has changed the more you win. I don't know what it does to you guys if you look at yourselves even differently as you go along.
Yeah, I think it just gives us even more confidence than we had before. I know we had a lot of confidence coming in off of last year, having a lot of the guys back, but now that we're going out and actually performing the way we want to perform, and then we're getting those results that we want, I think it's huge for us.
It was a little bit of a slow start offensively for you guys as a team. What do you think was the difference for you guys in the second half?
I think it's just confidence. We kept shooting. Coach Steele always uses the quote, "Water finds its level," and he uses that quote a lot. So it's something that's on our minds a lot. Like if we're not hitting shots, we know that we put the work in for them, and they're going to fall.
You guys start MAC play with 2 very good opponents in Bowling Green, now Akron. How do you guys carry this momentum going forward through the season?
I think it's just sticking to our habits that we've created, doing the little things that got us here, not losing those things. I think if we can continue to do that, we'll be just fine.